Yeah, we heard about BioNexus Health because I was starting doing a little research because she had a lot of problems like digestive problems. It wasn't aggression, but she would just climb things and she wouldn't listen. She would
jump from anything.
Was it your first time with an autism specialist? We did a nasal test on her, nasal swab, and we found heavy infections. So I had given you a nasal spray. So all of the herbals and nasal spray she tolerated.
Welcome to the BioNexus Health podcast with Dr. Jodie A. Darshaw, who holds a PhD in integrative medicine, is board certified in integrative pediatrics, an internationally recognized pioneering clinician, and author. And now here's your host of BioNexus Health podcast, Dr. Jodie A. Darshaw.
Hey everyone, how are you today? Thank you for joining me at this podcast. It's another episode of BioNexus Health podcast series, Autism Uprooted. Today we shall be visiting, actually it's local, right here in New Jersey. It's a beautiful, bright, sunny, but blistery cold day here in the United States today. And we shall be speaking with Marcin and Gosha. Allow me to welcome Marcin and Gosha to today's podcast. And hey Gosha, how are you guys today?
Hello.
Hello, good, how are you?
Good, thank you. So that's what we are here for today, to talk a little bit about Lena and how she progressed on the BioNexus herbal protocol. So if I may start with asking you, how did you hear about BioNexus Health, and can you tell us a little bit about Lena's symptoms before she?
Yeah, we heard about BioNexus Health because I was starting doing a little research because she had a lot of problems like digestive problems, and she wouldn't, eat right. She wouldn't eat specific foods, and it was very, very painful to, feed her. And then also had problems going to the bathroom and stuff like that. So we started off by looking.
We started actually with feeding therapy. She was on feeding therapy for about 1 year.
With a holistic doctor.
Okay, I see. Okay.
But that didn't really help her that much.
Only helped with it helped with the digestive system a little bit, but she wasn't doing any progress. And I started doing research to see if there's other specific way, like maybe there's other diets or something like that. And that happened that the other doctor we saw is actually in Marlboro, New Jersey. And then I guess BioNexus, when I did a search on the YouTube, on the internet, it just came up.
Okay.
In the area. And actually, I did reading. And I thought
we were more like looking who we can trust, something like that. We were doing something, but we were looking for someone with who could we work and we could trust, and somehow we trust you.
Thank you. It's quite an honor to hear you say that. Was it your first time with an autism specialist?
No, the first time we took Lena when she was about 2.5. We took her for the evaluation.
Right.
To the autism center in New York. And that's pretty much, but they wouldn't tell us much. They would just look at her and see what she's doing. And it was just like a more behavioral thing. They didn't tell us anything about diet or anything.
They just told us what kind of therapy does she need.
Right, yeah. So your first visit with BioNexus was pretty long. I remember that, I met Lena as well. And from there on, I also remember, she had behavioral issues. Was there aggression, right?
it wasn't aggression, but she would just climb things and she wouldn't listen. She would
jump from anything.
Yeah,
like
slam
Okay.
doors.
fire is
like-
better.
Slam a wall?
No, doors.
Oh,
Slamming
slam doors. Okay.
Yeah.
It was
Um,
like behavior thing that all the doors were closed all the time in our house. like
Okay.
We couldn't leave like any.
she was
because-
crying a lot for no reason. Like she wasn't able to tell us what's wrong. And it's been long time. So now like we kind of like forgot how it was, but we
Yeah.
remember that she was crying a lot for like, we didn't know why she's crying. And overall, she was a happy child.
But she would have episodes of crying
Like,
for
yes,
no reason.
crying.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, probably there was a reason, but we didn't know.
Of course, yes. Yeah. Which we did labs later on, and we realized just, she must be in so much distress with everything that was going on. She had the trouble sleeping, trouble self-regulating. You mentioned that, trouble going to the bathroom, eating. You had to do everything for her, right? Academically, you had problems with like sitting down, focus, attention.
There was very little speech, and she wasn't pay attention. She would do something for like 30 seconds and then run off because she wouldn't be able to sit at the desk.
How did you react to everything that we found in her labs? Do you remember what I mean, she's been doing really well for a long time, but I wonder if you remember what we found in the labs.
There was everything went off the scale. I was
Goodness, yes,
shocked.
yeah.
I was shocked because the numbers weren't even close to being arranged. A lot of numbers were really high off scale, which shocked me that, she must been going through a lot of inflammation in her body and stuff like that because of those numbers. And I really felt sorry for her, that she had to go through this.
She was not going to the bathroom for days. And so we were looking for help, but there was no one who could really help us. They put her on Miralax, which we didn't want to do. We did to help her a few times, but they told us she needs more fiber, right? So they recommend like what we should give her.
Yes, Miralax is so toxic. It's, for children on the spectrum, but unfortunately it is widely prescribed that, if there's constipation,
I knew that we can't help her this way. She was not eating right. So we knew that we have to do something would help her.
I do remember that we found, like Marcin said, the labs were off the charts, numbers were very high. So she obviously must have been going through a lot of discomfort with that inflammation in her body. So after we started the BioNexus herbal protocol, it's like step-by-step process. So did you find it difficult, challenging? I know you had to do the SCD diet, right? The modified SCD diet, a specific carbohydrate diet, which is grain-free. And I remember it was really hard for you in the beginning, but then, once you started seeing the improvements. So can you walk us through that?
It was actually more my husband than me. He learned more about like how to even start.
The start was really, really hard because she was crying. She wouldn't eat for days. And it was.
She could eat, but pasta, bread, and
nowadays it's a lot easier because when we started, it was maybe 4-5 years ago.
It was 4, I think. Yeah, 2018, like late 2018 when you came to me, right?
There wasn't so many options. Right now you have lentil pasta, which is grain-free and gluten-free. That's you can just go and buy in the store. But like at that time it was really hard.
I think we had to do the research, like what's in there, what we can buy, what we have to like make for her. So he was the one who was cooking for Lena all the time.
So what improvements did you see? Let's start with her gut.
We saw it right away. She wasn't, like complaining about food. She just sat down and ate everything that was on the plate. And then bowel movement every day, which wasn't happening in anything. Her belly wasn't bloated. When she was younger, her belly was just sticking out. It was bloated all the time. And in general, she was in better mood. She wasn't complaining about anything. She went for her apple juice because we stopped giving her, this fake apple juice. She was drinking water, which was fine.
Only.
Basically, only water, which was, a great improvement, And she wasn't moody as she was before,
We did a nasal test on her, nasal swab, and we found heavy infections. So I had given you a nasal spray. So all of the herbals and nasal spray she tolerated.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, she has no problem.
At the beginning, she was maybe not happy with some of them.
Yeah, with the nasal spray, she wasn't happy in the beginning, but obviously it's not that fun. But she doesn't have a problem drinking any supplements.
She's okay with that. Like she takes anything we give her.
Okay, that is such a blessing, because she did a major turnaround, and somehow, internally, I've treated hundreds, perhaps even thousands of children around the world with autism. And one thing that I've learned, including, at home with my son, was that they might not be able to communicate exactly what's going on, but, they can feel that, oh, you know what, I'm taking this stuff every day and I'm feeling better. Something is feeling better, belly is better, the brain is better. Started talking, so it started with one or two words, and then, do you remember how her language came in pretty early?
Yeah.
She was talking, but then she stopped. And we had no words for such a long time. I would say maybe 2 years, 3.
Yeah. I think she just started maybe like really to say what she wants when she was like 4.5.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just after we changed the diet a little bit, not perfectly, but at least we didn't give her like goldfish or anything like that.
Yes.
Like toxic snacks and stuff like that. So then we realized that's the way, we got to go, because that's at least improving something.
Yes. You brought her to me when she was 4, approximately around 4, right? And 4.5, she started talking. Good. How did you find her behaviors? Behaviors improved?
Yeah, because she at least listens right now, but before she would just try to do like crazy stuff, like jump off the second floor. We had a jump off the second floor on a couch, because that to her was fun. We had to watch her all the time. It could be on for a little bit because she would do something,
She couldn't sit. That was the problem. She was all the time like moving, doing something. Now she can sit, watch her iPad for a little bit, play.
I hear that from many parents. The key seems to be customization. You run the labs, and then you have to customize it genetically to the individual child, because there's so many herbals out there, right? There are books and books on herbals, and it makes it quite challenging, especially when there are like neuropsychiatric symptoms, right? Behavior, anger, aggression, screaming. Yeah. Academically, right, with school, what improvements did you see in Lena? Alphabet, numbers, addition, writing, all of that.
She can write and read, not like books and everything else, but like in her class, when they give her a paper with sentences and tell her to write stuff, She can write, she can read the words. She's good in math. Yeah, basically. And
She's
computers, she's
improving.
also in computers. She can turn on any computer there
Of
is.
course, right? Modern kids. If you can speak about some of the symptoms before doing the BioNexus herbal protocol, and then, you know, the improvements that you've seen after that. And what would you like to tell the parents out there, you know, because, you know, I'm sure most parents who have daughters diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder, they are also told the same thing, that with girls it is more severe than with the boys. And so, you know, is there something you could say to give them hope?
Tak. Chcielibyśmy tylko powiedzieć w sumie, że warto szukać po pomoc i szukać rozwiązania. Lena była 4-letnią dziewczynką, która jadła bardzo niezdrowo, miała problemy z wypróżnianiem się przez dni, nawet do 10 dni. Kiedy znaleźliśmy dr Dashore, wszystko się zmieniło w przeciągu kilku miesięcy. Lena jest szczęśliwym dzieckiem, potrafi się bawić, potrafi siedzieć, nie biega ciągle w kółko. Jest szczęśliwa, bo może się wypróżniać codziennie, je bardzo zdrowo, je wszystko, co ma w sumie na talerzu. I myślę, że dla nas to był bardzo dobry początek, uzyskać pomoc dr Dashore. Dała nam wskazówkę, co po prostu mamy robić i w którą stronę iść.
I druga sprawa jest też, że nie można się poddawać, że dziecko nie chce czegoś robić przez tydzień czy przez 2, to nie można po prostu zrezygnować, usiąść i siedzieć i czekać, że stanie się cud, bo tak naprawdę z tymi dziećmi no, trzeba pracować, nie można po prostu tylko sobie liczyć na cud. Trzeba wprowadzać dietę, trzeba wprowadzać medycynę. Najlepiej medycynę, tak właśnie jak proponuje dr Dashore, że nie żadne tam, według mnie przynajmniej, nie żadne farmaceutyczne, tylko bardziej herbal, czyli
Po prostu, żeby nie zaszkodzić im też.
Naturalne metody, czyli zioła, moim zdaniem takie ziołowa medycyna działa najlepiej.
My jesteśmy bardzo zadowoleni z efektów. Lena stała się zupełnie innym dzieckiem, szczęśliwym dzieckiem przede wszystkim. Chyba to wszystko.
That was it.
Yes, well, you know, I did not understand 95% of that. But summary in Polish, I should probably say dziękuję.
No problem, nie ma sprawy.
So in English, what would you say to the parents of other little girls diagnosed on the spectrum? What would you, and any words of inspiration that you may have for them?
Just stay focused, you know, don't give up. It takes more time. You know, it's not going to happen overnight. You just got to stick with the diet, stick with the protocol, and, you know, just believe in it and be patient, and it's going to happen because it happened to us. I don't see why it wouldn't happen to anybody else.
I'm glad everyone is doing well. Thanks again. All right, everyone. So that brings us to the end of this episode of Autism Uprooted. I hope you found it inspiring and helpful, educational as well. So I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Until then, be well. Namaste.
Thank you for joining Master Herbalist Dr. Jodie A. Dashore, Director of the BioNexus Health Clinic and BioNexus Herbals, on the BioNexus Health podcast, where we explore and share information and stories about recovering and healing from chronic and environmental illnesses such as mold biotoxin illness, Lyme disease, autism spectrum disorder, fatigue, Crohn's and colitis, mast cell activation syndrome, PANS, and more. Please help us grow our message by subscribing to our podcast channel and sharing the podcast on your social networks.